Hi guys, Ronnie here and welcome to the workshop. The year 2018 is coming to an end, and this year, just like last year, I want to bring you 5 products that I really enjoyed using this whole season and that surprised me in some way, and I think that deserves some special mentions. So let's start with the first one, and the one that I use absolutely every day, and that is the Wahoo Element Bolt. Now, I've been a Garmin guy for as long as I've been cycling, but then I started getting issues with reliability, freezing, etc. So then I tried one of my friends' Wahoo Element Bolt, and I never looked back. Both on myself, it has been flawless ever since. I have separate reviews about it. It's very intuitive, very easy to use, super reliable, easy to update. It works with your phone, notifies you of calls, messages, and it shows everything you really need. One feature I haven't used at all was mapping. I just don't need that kind of functionality, but it's in there. I can't really tell you how well or not well does that work, but if you're just riding and training to power on known roads, you can't really go better, in my opinion. And as a bonus, compared to Garmin, I think it's well priced as well. So my first pick for the 2018 product is the Wahoo Element Bolt. I know it wasn't released this year, but it's new to me, and still many people are on Garmin, but I think this is a superior option. Then another thing that I wasn't really thinking about are shoe insoles. Now, I've been riding these Giro shoes for ages. They've been good, but I wasn't 100% satisfied with the comfort. And sometimes, you know, if I compare them to my SFOX shoes, the power transfer as well. But this year, I was contacted by Solstar Insoles, and they sent me the control insole for these shoes to try out. And from that moment, I first rode them, I can't really go back to the standard Giro insoles, because these provide much better support. They have reduced and eliminated basically my hot feet problem in these shoes. And yeah, just all around a very nice improvement in power transfer and comfort. Of course, they are a good chunk of the price of even a high-end shoe, but I think they're a long-term investment and absolutely worth the money. So Solstar Insoles, number 2. Then the third product is actually a group of products, and it's the SRAM Red E-Tab group set. Now, I have these in 3 different versions on 3 different bikes. So this is the HRD version on my cross bike. This is the time trial version on my time trial bike. Of course, and I have one on a road bike as well, just a standard rim brake version, which I've been using for ages. And then again, this is not a new product, but I've been using it a lot, all the time, particularly on the road bike. That one has at least 20,000 kilometers on it, if not more, and it has been flawless ever since I first put it on there. The levers in all cases have a nice shape, nice comfort, nice reach adjust, huge pedals, super easy to use. Never had problems with the batteries, never had problems with the shifting. It's just a no-brainer. The installation is very nice, and I think it's the biggest benefit on the time trial bike, because of the complicated front ends that these bikes get. Mind you, this one is not ready yet because I don't have my position finalized, so take that with a grain of salt. But I've been adjusting my position a lot lately, and previously I've been using a mechanical group set. And with that, you know, you are always bound by the length of the outer and inner cable. And that just makes it super inconvenient to have any kind of changes made to the bike itself. With this one, you can adjust anything however you want without disconnecting anything. So it's a huge gain in convenience. Then of course, if you're tucked in the position, it's always much easier to just, you know, get a soft click and, you know, the shift is going to be perfectly executed. That's another thing. And if you're racing within the UCI limits, then of course you'll greatly appreciate the fact that the shifter buttons, these clicks, in this particular case, don't add any length basically to the length of your extensions, which is a nice feature. And then also you get base bar shifting as with every electronic time trial group set. So these are, for me at least, definitive perks that, yeah, I can just vouch for. Then another thing that has been asked about a lot from me is the use of ETAP group sets in a one bike configuration. People say they don't have a clutch, and in my experience you don't really need one. This is my cyclocross bike, my primary race bike. It's with ETAP, no clutch. It has a chain device which is kind of necessary in this case, but then the time trial bike and the road bike don't really use chain devices and have been flawless ever since. So yeah, in this regard, I think it performed perfectly, and I'm pretty sure that it will continue doing that for a long time. Now that I mentioned the cross bike, another thing that was bothering me in the previous season was the quick release through axles, or the through axle levers on the track boom, which arguably make for easy wheel changes, but for me it was an eyesore, to be honest. And yeah, it's a place where you can save weight, and also those things are pretty easy to catch on. So most of the manufacturers are now going to this kind of hex mount through axles. The problem with the track is, particularly at the front, they use a fairly untypical thread pitch, which makes it hard to get aftermarket axles for it, but I've managed to find these axles, and they're made by Robert Axle Project. They've kindly supplied me with a set for both axles, and yeah, they're super easy to change, very nicely made, super light. They save around 60 grams in total, I think. So, and also make the bike much cleaner looking. So that's a definite improvement for me, at least. And if you own the new Madone, I think it's an absolute must-have, because it uses the same kind of axle, and you definitely want those aero gains from a flush fit. And then finally, I'm going to talk about saddles. Now this year I've been able to try the Berk saddles. This is a small Slovenian manufacturer, kind of a boutique brand, and they make very comfortable super light saddles in-house in Slovenia, and I've been very happy with both of their offerings. Now this is the Lupina, which is more of a standard looking saddle with the cutout carbon oval rails. It's super light, just around 100 grams, which is a good 50% less than the lightest options from big manufacturers like Physique, Pro, Specialized, etc. While I think being even cheaper than those, and they have good quality, good support, and for me at least, good comfort as well. The other option I use, I have that on my road bike, and that's the more aero position oriented Berkadilla, which is wider at the rear and in the front as well. As you can see, it's almost like a time trial saddle, and it has been super comfortable for me in my pretty aggressive aero position. So I can only recommend these two models if you want a high quality super light saddle that will last and fit. Okay, so these are my top 5 product picks that I really enjoyed using this year, and I can really recommend. If you want to know more about the other stuff that I use on my bikes, then don't forget to tune into the channel and subscribe. It's all for today. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.